You don't fear death. You welcome it. Your punishment must be more severe. Torture. Yes. But not of your body. Of your soul.
Hello, everyone. Home. That was Bane. Nothing to do with this movie, but it does star Christian Bale, but we like to mix it up and cross the memes. Hello again, it's episode 44 of the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. Yeah, we're not one of those 1-minute shows. We give you extra bang for your buck. 2 minutes for the price of one. And it's free, so there's no price involved whatsoever. Although if you do want to donate to the Patreon account, you will really help us, because I'd hate to lose my teaching job. It's episode 44. We're going from minutes 88 to 90. And the 2 minutes bridging that gap, I will tell you what those are when we roll sound on the credits. And when we come back, we'll have Vangelis's 1492 soundtrack for you. Ellie, are you there?
I am here, Ethan. How are you?
I'm fine. Ellie Fitzgerald, the co-host there. Do you know what I think we should do right now, Ellie?
Hit the music.
Yeah.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger to me.
You didn't do the fourth.
Thank God. It sucked. It sucked.
And we're back.
To the sound of broken glass.
Because I was so enraptured with Ellie's biting commentary on the ins and outs of Terminator Salvation, the film we're discussing. We're actually in our 4th season now. If you've only just joined us, please go back and listen to the other 1,306 episodes. I'm sure there's something in there for at least one of you. Now, we've done about 200.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ. Who
but
else are you doing
anyway, this
with?
woman enraptured this man so much that I forgot to do any trivia or cock-ups on the last episode. So, we can actually get to those. Just so you know, though, this 2 minutes basically starts with old Marcus Wright facing into camera and reflecting on his life, a bit like, my name is John Dacre.
My name is John Dacre.
And basically it ends with, oh, my computer just froze.
Can we help you?
No. It's Christian Bale like scanning into Skynet using the eyeball of the Moto-Terminator from 2 episodes back that he stole. How that cuts a rug with a super advanced computer system, operating system, mainframe, artificially intelligent fucking demonic cyber god. I have no idea, but he does it. As I said, Vangelis plays us into the show. This is the background music. It will be in the show notes of today's show. I've heard this before a million things, Ellie. I didn't realise this was...
I've heard this loads.
I didn't realise this was Vangelis in 1492. I'll have to give it a listen. I'm sure Vangelis has nicked this from somewhere else, though, right?
I've heard that as well.
It can't be original. Can't be original.
Almost sounds like green sleeves.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it sounded a bit like green sleeves. Green sleeves.
Anyway, just to recap on... I mean...
Scum say it.
The trivia and cock-ups hardly ever relate to the the episode in question. So it doesn't actually matter, but I will tell you what the...
That in itself has become its own trope.
Well, do you know what? It kind of fits in nicely to this show because Marcus is actually using the Sony UX little handheld computer / tablet actually in this episode to break into Skynet. We will come to that because it's one of the bones of contention of this episode for me. But basically, John Connor and Marcus both use a Sony UX, which is the same small handheld PDA, personal data something device, that they receive information through and use as an interface to some of the systems within Skynet. This is a micro PC with a 4.5-inch screen weighing just over 1 pound. So basically, my phone screen is actually bigger than this and is only as heavy as a phone. Weighs just over a pound. That's ridiculous.
All right, Alan.
The cock up from the last episode, which probably doesn't relate to it, but it kind of does, because...
Cock up.
Bing! It's an answer to your question. what is John doing? How does he get into Skynet? And what's that bridge on? And I said, because I guess we're still in LA, because we start off in Los Angeles. That's where Marcus Wright is kind of born into the world, in that kind of like very Shawshank Redemption-y type shot that he walks in on, covered in mud in that dirty protest. John kind of drives up from Southern California into San Francisco. Aha, it is the Golden Gate Bridge. There we go. That's answered our question. He drives across.
That's what this show's all about, questions and answers.
Well, here's your answer. He drives across the Golden Gate Bridge, moving north to south from Marin County. Marin County, of course, if you're a film fan, you know that's the home of George Lucas and Skywalker Ranch, and that's where ILM was. That's where the wellspring of like movie technology kind of sprang from. Apart from, of course, James Cameron's Lightstorm Entertainment, bringing it back to Terminator. Come on, I've done it again. Right. Though it seems more logical for Connor to approach. Right. Though it seems more logical for Connor to approach Skynet from the south, he may have chosen a northern approach because Skynet may have installed heavier defenses to the south, anticipating an attack by the resistance. Connor would have known that fact and could have taken the long route around the San Francisco region to avoid those defenses. Now that's an arguable point / an apologist cock-up, really. I would have thought, without the constraints of budget and a robotic force of like literally physical beings, the Terminators, to build and do your bidding, the defenses would be the same all the way around, no?
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
But then again, everything that I would have thought so about this film hasn't happened, so why break the habit of a lifetime?
I know, we kind of had our best episode last episode because we kind of like made the film a better film than it actually is by like
No, you did.
Adding
I
script.
just chatted shit.
Adding script that would have made it a much better movie. I'm
Apart
assuming.
from the fact that I think that Helena Bonham Carter is Skynet.
And she's really sexy. I don't know why, but I find her very attractive.
No, I've always found her weirdly attractive. My dad has as well.
She's not weirdly attractive. She's actually very attractive, but in person, because I mean, you'll probably get to
Well,
meet.
no, she's just weird. You get the idea that she's a bit of a weird one, and
No.
weird people are always the best.
It's not weird. It's just the fact that she's 50 and she certainly doesn't look her age, and her skin's perfect, and she's got an amazing rack.
But maybe it'd be like that chick that you ended up going home with at TG, and it all looked great in the club, and then the corset came off.
Oh my God, the full body lift girl.
The body lift.
Who
yeah.
we were there, and she was like, "Oh, this is Ethan. We shared a wild night." And it was like the weirdest opener ever. She's like, "Why would you
Yeah.
say that? Like, what are you
Yeah,
trying to
that was
achieve by
weird,
saying
actually.
that?"
She went, I'm Ethan's friend. I was like, okay, half the people in here are Ethan's friend. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was such a bizarre opener. I'm not sure if she's trying to like, because she assumed we were together, and then she was like trying to like make you less of a woman or some weirdness. And you were
She
like,
says to a small boy.
yeah, and you were like, "Swivel body lift. I know all about you. Now go and shuffle off over there." Before you push you in the pit.
Want a Mars bar, swivel.
Yeah, before we tip your throne over jabber into the Rancor pit and he eats you. But we digress.
Oh god, that just reminds me. Actually, no, I'm not going to go into that now.
That was Ethan McKinley's other podcast, Scenes from My Life, where he talks about his like
Welcome to the halls of my life.
his fractured, broken, and unsuccessful sexual encounters. There are a few, but when he does do them, my God, he falls from grace hard.
Yeah.
Forget Icarus flying too close to the sun. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but in your recent escapade, she would have eaten your wings as opposed to fucking burn them.
Oh yeah, the biffer.
Which one?
And just in case you listen to this,
What can I say? I can't close a deal, so I should just shut up.
just in case both of them are listening to the show, you
I
don't.
doubt either of them listen.
Well, if they are, we are talking about you, but you don't know we're talking about you because you don't know who you are. So it's all
They're
fine.
thinking, is it me? No, it couldn't possibly be me. It's you. If you're asking the question, it's you.
Ellie, you mentioned in the last episode that there was a Skynet symbol.
Yes, there's been a couple. We see
For-
it in this scene as well.
Yeah, well, you've seen it then. 45 seconds into this clip, we see again
Yes, I've seen the clip.
as John pops the lid off this control panel, so like hook him with his fucking Sony UX personal 1 pound heavy 4.5 screen-sized screen computer. The Skynet sign is here again. It's the triangle split into three little halves. Oh, hello.
Illuminati, I thought.
Nah, Vangelis is having a bit of a mare on my end.
How does bullshit Bale know exactly where to go and how to break into this thing and also I don't ever remember seeing him poking out a Terminator's eye.
No. The only thing I can assume, again, to be an apologist for this movie, that Marcus...
It's weak.
Well, I'm just trying to save the movie again. I'm assuming he knows where to go.
I'm Ethan McKinley there. Don't apologise, it's weak.
I'm only assuming that Marcus has got a tracking device in him and he's following him on that Sony UX, or he's following Marcus's Sony UX that he's carrying according to my notes.
But when you look at the screen, it's not a tracker.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm being an apologist. I'm actually trying to save the scene. He knows. As far as he knows, if we don't acknowledge that, Marcus isn't even there, or Marcus has been reabsorbed into kind of the machine population, reprogrammed, and now the doll's been switched to evil. So Bale basically is breaking into a factory in a giant. I mean, how big can this thing actually be, Skynet?
I'm assuming it's huge. But yeah, he seems to know exactly where he's going. At some point, he's poked out the eye of a Terminator and used that to get into the obviously the main building.
Yeah.
And then we see one of the, again, I can't fault them for their design of the T-600. We see the T-600 all of a sudden walk by just as John magically gets in. Doesn't investigate.
Why are these two doors open?
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't shut the doors, doesn't investigate, doesn't notice the wire that's protruding from the front going round the corner. It's like something out of a cartoon. It's like the Tasmanian Devil or like Bugs Bunny or something. It's just like, really? He's just behind there. He's behind the tree, you idiot. Yeah, so I thought that was ridiculous. Also, the timescale in which bullshit Bale walks behind into that thing and the actual T-600 coming forward, the T-600 would have spotted him a mile off. No?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, well, why is he walking by? He's either on a patrol or he's investigating why those doors just opened mysteriously around the corner. He goes...
But he doesn't investigate. He just almost looks a bit bemused and then just walks on. But then again, is it a trait of human nature to be inquisitive and to check something out? Would that not be in a robot's remit? I don't know.
Well, if he's on a patrol, he'd most certainly be fitted with that, of course. If a human guard heard any doors open.
Of course.
Well, let's say you're guarding like MI6 or Buckingham Palace, and you do
Which I wouldn't, by the way.
You do 2 rounds around the building, and then the door to the lab's open.
I'll leave it open and I won't go in there to see if anything's...
Oh, whatever. Bob's here with the Nando's.
Oh, dude, you'd be out like a shot.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Nando's?
I wouldn't be on patrol. I'd be actually in the lab trying to, like, find some paprika for my chicken.
Whatever. You'd be sticking your what's-it in some Terminator socket somewhere.
Well, anyway, did you know, despite prominent billing, Helena Bonham Carter only gets 5 minutes of screen time. We did screen time. We did cover this in the last episode, and we covered it in episode 2. That she was taken out of the production because there was a family was killed in a car crash. I'm not sure who, but you can, if you Google it, you can look it up. I'll try and put it in the show notes. So she kind of like left the production. I think they kind of squeezed all her scenes or her bits of dialogue in around that before or after she left. She came back, but she only does this tiny little kind of monologue in the coming next scene, I think.
It is in the next one, yeah.
Yeah, so it was the one after the penultimate, but yeah, that's why she's not really in this film. She's got like a line at the start and then she's got basically a paragraph at the end, but that's the reason she's not that much in it.
Wow, Ethan, you've managed to get the whole episode so far and only used 2 basically. I'm very impressed.
I'm doing better, I think. I think having some like a month off from the main other podcast, I don't know. I think my radio patter has improved.
And how was your other show you did last night that you can't release now until...
Oh, you mean
the end of the month?
My first female guest in 2 years? Because no ladies ever want to come on my show. Shame on you,
That's
ladies.
That's not true. You did Vasilisa last year. You wish.
Oh. I will.
Sorry. That was last year.
That was, but I mean, I reach out to a bunch of women all the time. They never want to come on. I'm not. It's not anything that's slight against them. Well, they think
your reputation precedes you, sir.
No. I think it's just like it's not really a thing.
I'm yanking your chain.
Podcasting do, but no. We discuss like women in Hollywood and sexism. She's basically directed a film called Home with Maggie Gyllenhaal in, which opens on the 31st of July. I'm sitting on the show until then. Basically, Kevin Spacey's produced the film, and she's about to go or is still working apparently on Arthur and Merlin 2,
which hopefully Ethan will be the lead.
I think that can go one of two ways. Marco knows me well enough now and knows I can act.
Or he knows you too well and doesn't want you anywhere near his set.
Basically, yeah. Knowing my luck, it'll be one line or nothing, and not actually a part. Or it'll be.
Marco would do that to you though. I feel like you guys have built a strong enough bond. You've laid the foundations.
I wasn't trying to lay foundations. I just like him. We nerded out over Star Wars loads.
No, but that's what I mean. I mean the foundations of a friendship. I don't mean you're.
I wasn't trying to grease any poles because I don't like.
Him,
yeah,
no.
It's not like it's the only thing I do like in terms of that sort of thing.
I remember you saying even before I saw the first Arthur and Merlin, you said that you got on really well. Like your levels of geekness were kind of on par. So
yeah,
no,
but I mean,
you've
you
spoken very well of him.
No, but you also have to bear in mind if you're doing a film and your name's attached to it. Now you've got Arthur and Merlin 2, and you've probably got more money. You're going to want to pepper that with like more named actors, which is
but they should keep you in it because
which is fair enough and a business decision. I don't know what the story is, but I know Kirk and Stefan are in it, and I guess Orin. Let's just hope Ethan's in it. Well, like I said to Kat, I was like,
or Torquil.
It's not a stretch to think, when Abathol's evil reign spread across the earth, all the people who had their land and titles stolen from them had to flee into the woods and become kind of hunters. It's not a stretch to go, well, one of those hunters could have been Sir Lancelot, and now kind of that evil's been abolished. I can reclaim my kingdom and join Arthur on his quest to fight evil. So you could.
Well, it's not to fight evil, really. It's to find the Holy Grail, but yeah.
No, but that's kind of no, because we discussed that in the podcast we did, didn't we, Ellie? Like, there's two versions of the Arthurian legend. I think there's the Roman English occupation legend, and then there's the Celtic legend, which I think goes back even before that, and they're kind of similar but different. I mean,
same but different.
It's probably all bollocks for all we know, anyway. But
bollocks, you don't know Bono.
Bollocks, you don't know King Arthur. Sean Connery played King Arthur. Did you know that in First Night with Richard Gere?
Do you not think? When we go to this, coming back to Terminator now. So once we see the T-600 just walk past both the open doors, which again I will hasten to add is like something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon. We then go to the underground or underwater base to where the general is. He goes to give the command. Now, I was so surprised. I thought they must have spent as much money writing this script as they did on Marcus Wright's acting. Commence bombing of Skynet. I just thought that was the lamest command I've ever heard. Right now, commence the bombing of Skynet. Like, really? That's how you lead your men into battle? You fucking bald idiot. Oh, it killed me. I literally watched it over 3 times. Thank God he wasn't there at the Battle of Trafalgar. It would have been
You fucking bald idiot.
Then his right-hand man goes, they will not attack unless... I've written bullshit.
Unless you put on a really good wig.
And then the way he turns and looks at the screen, I just wanted to splice in Billy Idol and go, right! Oh, God. So I actually really enjoyed the last 30 seconds of this particular 2 minutes. I was having quite the jolly on the train.
Well, I'm jumping ahead again with my notes, but what the hell? When Marcus Wright... it's actually a cock-up.
Cock up.
Bing! For not this episode. When Marcus Wright learns how and why he was programmed, he throws the table at the see-through screen, so I can only assume he finds out he is actually this Trojan horse working for the man. But when he throws the chair through the screen, we will come to that. So remember this. A wire is attached to the table and can be seen suspended from it as it comes to rest, essentially hanging in the air.
Keep going.
Cock up number 2.
Cock up.
I did. By the way, anyone listening, you can always tell when Ellie's about to get some dick because she's got this boundless enthusiasm. You're coming out with funny anecdotes. Your energy's really high. You're really great. Well done, Ellie.
Thank you.
In the final scenes, after Marcus smashes the display screen, he exits the control room, and the background is gunfire-marked paneling. During the next scene, the Terminator has Kyle on the table, being put into a machine. The gunfight takes place and is currently unmarked with the currently unmarked paneling, and it gets shot up. It is clear that the marks created for the gunfight are the same as the marks behind Marcus in the earlier scene. So basically, it's just a continuity error. The plot locations are supposedly different, so the scenery was obviously reused, but from the gunfight scene, and it must have taken place before the scene with Marcus. So they repaneled it and forgot basically they'd already shot it up for this scene with Christian Bale and built the set with Marcus further down the line, Ellie. As no fighting has taken place near the control room, the paneling behind Marcus should be unmolested and unscathed.
Unmolested. Great choice of words there.
Thank you. Yeah, and going in with the Terminator eye, I
Yeah, when did that even happen?
I don't know, because it's just like, if you took.
It's just like art attacks. Like, oh, here's what I nicked earlier.
Surely that is registered. I don't know.
But again, that's what I would think.
If
a Terminator would go off, and also, how has he kept the eye still going?
No idea. Unless he uses
that would have to be all connected.
A Samsung Galaxy Note battery.
Ugh. Samsung. What a piece of rubbish.
Oh yeah, piece of rubbish that you can go, oh no, I'm in the middle of doing an event. Oh, my battery's run out. Oh, I just put a new one in. Bing.
Yeah, all right. That's like the one thing it has over the iPhone. You hate your phone.
We have a tempestuous relationship, yeah.
Like everyone else that you have.
It threw a plate of spaghetti at the wall yesterday. We had an argument.
Right, that's it. Do. They are all my notes. I'm all noted out.
Okay, well, I guess you want to
go.
Do
you have any more trivia?
No, we've kind of covered it, and we've also done double trivia because we missed it in the last episode. But there was so much kind of like me dropping science on the last episode. We kind of didn't need it. Science. Commence bombing of Skynet. Shut up, you bald idiot. But yeah, no, thank you for listening, everyone. I'll wrap up now. If Ellie can just stop whistling and singing down the phone, I will tell you that this show can be found at Facebook at 2 Minute Terminator. You can find us on Twitter at 2 Minute Terminator. Please contact us there, ask any questions you wish or any requests. We're happy to do bonus episodes if you want to throw a few our way as we come to the end. I do want to do...
Quick question, Ethan.
Yes.
Is there a T600 figure or toy anywhere?
There is, but it was only part of the Terminator Salvation toy line, so they're a bit clunky looking.
I was thinking that would be amazing. They should do that.
NECA will probably come out with one at some point, but you haven't even got...
That's what I thought. I was just like, have NECA done one? But I haven't seen it. But I was just like, oh, that would be so cool. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I know they do a T600 mask that changes your voice.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
That's
but yeah.
amazing.
Speaking of toys,
how do I get one?
On the Facebook page, on the Facebook page, I've just put a load of NECA Terminator toys into an album there. That will be continually added to as I find more stuff. But it's a great album. There's about 600 or 700 rare photos of the entire Terminator franchise, right from the first Terminator film, James Cameron's production designs, and it goes right up to the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the TV show that Ellie's going to be forced at gunpoint to do every week when we come to the end of our run of Season 5.
Do it with Alex.
At that point, Ellie, we may continue doing Arnold Schwarzenegger movies every day for the rest of your life, or we'll think of something else to do. But in the meantime, yes, if you want to actually follow along with the show as we're talking about the clip Mystery Science Theater 3K style, If you go on the YouTube channel, 2 Minute Terminator on YouTube, you can find the actual clip we're talking about as we talk over it. So tune in tomorrow, and we'll come out with episode 45.
Awesome. Hasta la vista.
And before we drag this out and wind Ellie up even more than we have to, I will bid you farewell and thank you all for listening. Thank you for all the new people. Apparently the show's like blown up massively.
It's kicking off.
We've been getting
I don't know that I like it. I like that we were like a
in the last few days we've had hundreds of extra listens right across the board. So I think people have discovered a show and either started from the start or working backwards or picking a season, but like all across the board collectively.
Stop it.
Yeah, people are starting to actually listen to the freaking show now, which is apparently daunting for Ellie.
Dude, it's terrifying.
Why is it terrifying? Because you've got a job now.
No, it's just the thought that before I kind of just like had this little blanket of security, and it was just like, oh, it's only Spaldner and John Nichols that listen to it. They get me.
Not anymore.
And I'm like, oh my god, there's all these people out there who I don't know who are listening to what I'm saying, and I say some pretty horrific things, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I know, but in the name of the show, it's all your own entertainment. We're probably the most.
Oh, I know, but I've never.
We're actually the most liberal-minded people ever. I'm friends with the world's most famous transsexual.
This is true.
Ellie Shagbird, so she's half gay anyway. We know a couple of Jews for crying out loud. So.
Oh god.
I think we cover all the liberal bases, so we're not that bad.
I think that's what kind of ended mine and Sid's relationship. Apart from obviously the final blow, and that was I kept taking the piss out of him for being a Jew. I think that, along with your constant comments about Mr. Mandela.
Nelson Mandela is the people's so. Do you realise he was a terrorist?
Do you realise he was a terrorist, right? Oh, that's just what the media and propaganda want you to believe. It's like, no, he actually was.
And treason is only a matter of dates, as Napoleon once said.
Oh, and also history is only written by the winners.
That's why it's called His Story. Did you know that, Ellie? It's the play on the actual word, His Story.
I do. There's nothing you can tell me about the English language, Ethan, that I don't already know.
Oh, yeah? What about polycombobulations? I'll leave you all with that, listeners. Try and find out what it is. Hasta la vista, baby. Shut up. Shut up, you bald idiot.
Man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Fucking ass.